If there's one thing I've learned in my years of teaching productivity techniques, it's that most people are looking for the perfect system. They want the magic bullet, the one thing that will finally make them productive. But here's what I've discovered. The most powerful changes in my life didn't come from complex systems. They came from one simple practice I now call my golden hour. Let me start with a story about Maria, a 38-year-old marketing director who felt like she was drowning in her own ambition. She'd tried every productivity hack, bullet journaling, getting things done, you name it. Nothing stuck. She'd start strong, then life would hit, and she'd abandon the system entirely. Sound familiar? The problem wasn't Maria's systems. It was her approach. She was trying to reorganize her entire life instead of mastering one focused hour. And that's where the Pomodoro Technique saved her career. The Pomodoro Technique was created by Francesco Cirillo in the 1980s when he was a university student struggling with focus. He used a tomato-shaped kitchen timer, Pomodoro in Italian, to break his study sessions into 25-minute intervals. What he discovered accidentally became one of the most researched productivity methods in history. Recent studies from the University of Illinois show that brief breaks during focus work sessions can dramatically improve concentration. The 2021 Desk Time study found that the most productive people work in cycles of 52 minutes, followed by 17-minute breaks. But the traditional 25-minute Pomodoro remains incredibly effective for most tasks. Here's why it works. Your brain wasn't designed for marathon focus sessions. Research from MIT shows that after about 25 minutes, your prefrontal cortex starts to fatigue, making you more susceptible to distractions. The Pomodoro Technique works with your brain's natural rhythms, not against them. But here's where most people go wrong. They download a timer app and expect magic. That's not how this works. Let me show you my exact setup, the one that transformed Maria's workday and can transform yours. First, you need the right tools. I've tested dozens of apps, and I'm going to share the 3 best free options that actually work. Option 1, Tomato Timer. This is the simplest web-based solution. You just open your browser, go to tomatotimer.com, and click Start. No sign-up, no complications. It's perfect if you want to test the technique without any commitment. Option 2, Forest. This gamifies the process by growing virtual trees during your focus sessions. If you leave the app, your tree dies. It sounds silly, but the psychological effect is powerful. Plus, they partner with real tree planting organizations. Option 3 is Be Focused. This is my personal favorite for Mac and iOS users. It's clean, tracks your sessions, and sends gentle notifications without being intrusive. But here's the secret sauce that most tutorials miss. The setup isn't just about the timer. It's about creating what I call your focus fortress. Step 1. Before you start any Pomodoro session, close every browser tab except the one you're working on. Research from Stanford shows that people who multitask take 50% longer to complete tasks and make 50% more errors. Step 2. Put your phone in another room, not face down on your desk, another room. A 2017 study from the University of Texas found that just having your phone nearby reduces cognitive performance by 10%, even when it's turned off. Step 3. Prepare your distraction log. This is a simple piece of paper where you write down every thought or impulse that pops up during your work session. The key is to acknowledge the distraction without acting on it. Now, let me walk you through setting up your first session. Open your chosen timer app and set it for 25 minutes. Before hitting Start, write down one specific task you want to complete. Not work on project, but write the introduction paragraph for the quarterly report. The specificity matters. Vague goals create vague results. When you know exactly what you're doing, your brain can focus all its energy on that single task. Hit Start, and here's what happens next. For the first 5 minutes, you'll feel great. Your mind is fresh, you're motivated. Around minute 10, the first wave of resistance hits. You'll suddenly remember that email you need to send, or you'll have an urge to check social media. This is normal. Write it on your distraction log and keep going. The real magic happens between minutes 15 and 25. This is what researchers call the deep work zone. Your brain is settled into the task, distractions fade, and you enter a state of focused flow. This is where the best work happens. When the timer rings, stop immediately. This is crucial. Even if you're in the middle of a sentence, stop. Take your 5-minute break. This isn't laziness, it's neuroscience. Your brain needs these breaks to consolidate what you've learned and reset for the next session. During your break, don't scroll social media or check emails. Instead, stand up, stretch, look out a window, or take a few deep breaths. The goal is to give your prefrontal cortex a chance to recover. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break, 15 to 30 minutes. This is when I recommend going for a walk, having a snack, or doing something completely different from your work. But what happens when things go wrong? Because they will. Let me share some common challenges and how to handle them. Challenge 1. What if you get interrupted during a Pomodoro? If it's urgent, handle it and restart the session. If it's not urgent, add it to your distraction log and address it during your break. The key is to make a conscious choice, not just react automatically. Challenge 2. What if 25 minutes feels too long or too short? Experiment. Some people work better with 15-minute sessions. Others prefer 45 minutes. Francesco Cirillo himself suggests adjusting the intervals based on your energy and the type of work you're doing. Challenge 3. What if you finish your task early? Use the remaining time to review your work, plan your next session, or dive deeper into the task. Don't start something new. Respect the boundary. Now, let me show you how to level up your practice. Once you've mastered the basic technique, you can start customizing it for different types of work. For creative work like writing or design, try longer sessions, maybe 45 minutes with 15-minute breaks. Creative flow states take longer to develop, but can be incredibly productive once you're in them. For analytical work like data analysis or coding, the standard 25-minute sessions work perfectly. The frequent breaks help prevent mental fatigue and reduce errors. For meetings or calls, use the technique to prepare. Spend 1 Pomodoro preparing your agenda, another reviewing relevant documents. You'll show up more focused and confident. Here's an advanced technique I call Pomodoro Stacking. Instead of working on random tasks, group similar activities together. Spend your morning Pomodoros on deep work, your afternoon ones on administrative tasks, and your evening sessions on learning or planning. The key is to match your energy levels to your task types. Most people have their highest cognitive energy in the morning, so that's when you should tackle your most challenging work. Let me share what happened to Maria after she implemented this system. In the first week, she completed more focused work than she had in the previous month. After a month, she'd finished a project that had been hanging over her head for 3 months. After 3 months, she got promoted. But the real transformation wasn't in her productivity. It was in her relationship with work. She stopped feeling overwhelmed because she always knew exactly what to do next. She stopped procrastinating because 25 minutes felt manageable, even for tasks she'd been avoiding. Here's your action plan to get started today. First, choose one of the timer apps I mentioned. Download it right now. Don't wait until later. Second, pick one task you've been putting off. It doesn't have to be huge. Third, set your timer for 25 minutes and start. That's it. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just start. The beauty of the Pomodoro technique isn't in its complexity. It's in its simplicity. You don't need a perfect workspace or ideal conditions. You just need 25 minutes and the willingness to focus on one thing at a time. Remember, the goal isn't to become a productivity machine. It's to reclaim your ability to focus deeply on what matters to you. In a world full of distractions, that's not just a skill, it's a superpower. Your golden hour isn't about finding more time. It's about using the time you have with complete intention. When you master the Pomodoro technique, you don't just get more done, you get the right things done. I want to hear about your experience. Try 1 Pomodoro session today and let me know in the comments what you accomplished. What task did you choose? How did it feel? What surprised you? Also, I've put together a complete guide to the apps and techniques I mentioned in the description below. Check it out if you want to dive deeper into creating your own focus fortress. Remember, you don't need another productivity system. You need to master this one. Start today. Your future self will thank you.